What did you say? I'm sorry.
I've been busy. I've been going to the gym, and this morning I've already went and worked out chair stretch and exercise at the
Go, girl. What
so,
gym do you go to?
huh?
Which gym do you go to?
It's called Madison Avenue.
Very good. And they have programs for that are specifically for seniors, or is it just programs for any member?
No, it's actually machines and free weights and treadmills and steppers and.
Oh, okay, so you go row. You're on your own there.
Yeah, I took a year at college in circuit training, and I did weightlifting for many years. I just kind of quit for a while, and now I'm trying to get back.
Well, awesome. Well, we learned, I don't know where I was when I learned this, at some conference. I think it was the one down in Amelia Island, the SC4A conference, talked about how if we lifted weights as younger people and built muscle, that we have that memory of the muscle, so our bodies will come back to it. Even though they may atrophy or weaken, they're there, and so we can always waken them back up. So you did yourself lots of favors when you did that. However many years
waking them back up.
That's right. I enjoy lifting weights. I probably lift 3 times a week and then do cardio the other days, something like that. Sometimes 4.
Yeah.
On how I work it with upper body, lower body, and giving muscle groups a break.
No, I try to get 3. Yeah, I try to get 3 in, but since I'm I don't know if I'll be able to do that now, since I'm doing 2 times a week. I'm going to be going to the church and do the chair things, so that way I'm around people too.
Oh yeah, and that's something that you acknowledge that you really miss about going to the senior center. So I guess sometimes we say, well, I'll figure it out myself.
There was two ladies this morning that was there that actually used to go to the senior center.
Oh, okay. So you can
made me feel good.
Very good. I'm so glad to see the world opening back up, especially for seniors, and providing opportunities to get out and be with people, because we need that more, I think, than we even realized until we were kind of shut down from it. So
we really need that. And the ladies that have received the grant from Council on Aging, there were them and some of us older people are trying to work on get us a building.
Oh, I love it. Well, certainly there's probably somewhere y'all can gather in your county. We just have to hunt it down and go, hey, can we use that space at least for an hour or two in a day, 5 days a week or something?
I don't think that's going to be a problem. The problem is this one county commissioner that is demanding that we have this and this and this and this and this.
Well, I hope that county commissioner
he's going out the first of the year, so
okay, so he's not getting voted back in.
No. He was voted out.
Well, how about that? If you're not community minded and driven, that can happen. The community, the reason you're in, they can be the reason you're out.
He was he shouldn't have been doing it anyway, because he had conflict of interest. Because he was on the city council, and he's also on the hospital board. And the hospital is the one that got our building.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like it's coming back around and y'all are gonna find a place, so I'm
Yeah.
happy for y'all.
We're all working. There's a number of us working on it. Going to continue to work on it. But
Well, I
as
think it was Eleanor Roosevelt said that never think that a small group of people can't get things done. It's the only thing that ever has, or something like that.
we're a bunch of little ants, but we're going to move a mountain.
Yep, that's what they say about ants. They can carry how much times their weight? A lot.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I don't know if Miss Arlene will join us or Mr. James. I did let Alex know that James didn't come last week and that I was concerned. I wanted her to reach out to him.
Yeah.
And maybe she did. So, have you seen him in other classes or had the opportunity?
I think he lives someplace totally different than I do.
Oh, okay. All right. Go ahead.
I've already taken almost every class that they have, so.
Well, maybe you should get them to pay you to be an instructor.
No. No, thank you.
I hear you. All right, let's go through our warm-up stretches, starting with, our body awareness, making sure we have that good posture, relaxed shoulders, soft bend in our knee. I have my feet shoulder width-ish apart and my weights on both legs. Taking a few deep breaths. This is the time of day we start to get sleepy. Our food starts digesting.
For sure. I was sitting outside in the sun and boy, it felt so good. And
oh, I went outside at lunch and it does feel good. All right, let's start with our neck. Tell you what, I can probably turn on our music and we can move through it since we don't have to talk as much, since you're very familiar with the movements. Let me put my music back on. All right. Looking over our shoulders, side to side. Roll our shoulders. Oh, we got Miss Arlene coming in. Let me bring her into the mix. Rolling our shoulders forward. And then back. Forward. And then back. Good afternoon, Miss Arlene. Big circle. like this one for breath. Inhale up and exhale down. Grab our ball, let's stretch our spine. Inhale as you come to your ball and exhale as you separate. Let's take our ball side to side. Still warming up that torso or that spine. Taking our torso side to side. Now for our hips, shifting our weight to one leg, heel forward, hands back. Toe back, hands forward. Stay on that same side and test our endurance. Really test the stamina and ability for that leg to hold our weight. Switch sides. Heel forward, hands back. Pause and toe back, hands forward. Back to center. Shift our weight to one side. Hands go in the direction of the weight shift. Tap out. Slow, smooth, and continuous. Don't get in a hurry. Let that leg hold your weight. Testing your balance. Making those muscles stronger. Now for our knees, shift, tap and punch. Make sure that leg has your weight before you tap out. I do pause a second and get my balance first. I think the music's hypnotizing me. Let's step forward, shift the weight, punch, bring it back, keeping that back foot on flat on the floor. breathing. For our ankles, heel toe. Shift the weight, other foot, heel toe. And then big toe, little toe, side to side. Switch feet, little toe, big toe. Very good. Is the music distracting?
Yeah, I've been having muscle spasms in my thoracic lately.
Oh,
Yeah. It comes and goes. I must be trying, I must be a little bit out somewhere and it's not worked its way back in.
well, always listen to your body, and if you need to take any break, you do that, or go from standing to sitting, or skipping any parts that you feel most comfortable with.
That's where I'm frozen together.
Ma'am?
That's where I have 3 vertebrae that are actually frozen together.
Oh,
They
okay.
don't, they don't move, and I guess another one is trying to freeze itself or something.
Backs are very complicated.
Yes, they are.
I'm going to move this chair.
Actually, I need to go have a shot. That's what I mean. Because I'm starting to have really difficulty.
Well, the best that we can do is the best that we can do, right? All right, so let's go through our basic 6. We're going to go through it several times. I'm going to go, and it's just to experience the movement. We know it, we're not learning it. And if we can do it in quiet, without talking, we get it to experience at a different level. So I'm going to do it a couple times, just calling out the moves, and then we'll do it several times, not talking at all. So just our basic 6, then we'll go into our advanced. Here we go, and commence. Open and close. Single whip. Waving hands in clouds. Open and close. Single whip. Waving hands in clouds. Open and close. Close it out. Let's do it again. And commence. close. Single whip. Waving hands in clouds. Open and close. Single whip. Waving hands in clouds. Open and close. Close it out. Now we'll do it several times without talking. Make this an experience as to why Tai Chi is called meditation and movement. Just go into the rhythm of these movements, slow, smooth, and continuously with your breath, and just enjoy the experience. Here we go. And begin. Take a few deep breaths. Completely empty or filling your lungs with air and emptying your lungs with air. Let's do it again. Begin. Very good. That's nice, isn't it? It definitely has a different feeling about it whenever you do it in silence, and you can just enjoy the movement and just settle in. And because you're moving, your brain has a less opportunity to wander. That's why they call it meditation and movement. And that's easier for some people than to just sit and be still and try to meditate. The movement sometimes can help keep your brain from wandering and thinking about a million other things. So are y'all good with the basic 6? Y'all ready to be working on our advanced 6, right? All right, so we have our brush knee that we have worked on, and that when it comes to our advanced movements, we are going from facing the front to going to the left. And so and we'll do movements towards the left, go back to the front, and then do movements to the right. So in order to do that, we have to do some weight shifting around. So let's go through our brush knee movements. We're coming from open and close because if we move on to the advanced, we don't close it out like we do when we're done doing a basic 6. Our hands are here from open and close. We're going to shift left, right toe in, lay hands, shift right, separate, prepare, and step left. Shift left as I throw a pitch and follow step right. So that's that movement. To come up closer for our hand movement, we have our right hand that extends out and our left hand that protects the elbow. So that's what's happening when I say lay hands. Again, the right hand comes out, palms up, the left hand protects the elbow. So you go from here to here, and then when you separate, that right hand stays extended forward and the left hand comes down by your hip. Then the right hand comes around just like you're throwing a pitch and extends forward. When we extend, we don't lock the elbow. We keep that soft bend. And that's the end of that movement when we complete that pitch. So again, with our arms, here I call it lay hands, separate, throw the pitch, and done. The footwork, we shift left, right toe in. So the right toe and the right hand, that's the same side that extends. That right toe to me is an arrow telling me we're going that way. Shift, separate and prepare, step left, shift as I throw that pitch, and follow step right. The follow step foot gets no weight because that's the next foot that steps and it will step back. Now, if you need to put weight on it for safety and balance, that's fine. Just make sure you remove the weight to be able to step back. That follow step foot, the heel should be so close to the floor, but not on the floor. So there's just room enough for a piece of paper that would fit under your heel. Again, brush knee, shift left, right toe in, lay hands, shift right, prepare left and separate, step left, shift as I throw my pitch, and follow step right. Brush knee. Our next move is play the lute. So I'm going to step back right, and turn my hands. As I shift right, my hands will pass each other. And when I get to my elbow, I will follow step left. So I think of play the lute as kind of like a harp, as if these are my strings and I don't know what you call it, strumming them. I don't know what a harpist person does, but plays those strings to protects that elbow. So from the front, you're here, you just thrown that pitch. When you step back, you turn your hands. So they're going to pass each other, but they're facing each other like that. But they're separated now. Shift the weight as your hands pass. And when that right hand gets to the left elbow, that's the end of that movement. It's the end of what you do for that movement in play the lute. So here, when we step back, we turn our hands. We shift as those hands separate and get to the elbow. So that's play the lute's hand movement. Play the lute's foot movement is step back right. That's when we flipped our hands. We shift to that right foot as those hands pass, get to the elbow, and follow step left. Now again, follow step gets no weight unless you need to for safety, but you put no weight on that follow step foot. You keep it grounded. Just a piece of paper would fit under that heel. You don't put weight there because that's going to be the next foot that steps. In our next movement, that is parry, parry, or parry and punch. But the words of that movement are parry, parry, and punch, and that helps you put a name to each move. Parry, parry, and punch. But let's work on brush knee and play the lute together several times. Shift left, right toe in, lay hands. Shift right, bring that left foot back, separate hands, step left, shift as I throw that pitch, and follow step right. Play the lute. Step back right, turn hands, shift as they pass, get to that elbow, and follow step left. Let's do it again without so much talking. Let's just call out the names of the movements. Brush knee. Play the lute. Do it several times. And I'm slowing down the movement, especially the transition parts of each movement, so you have time to regroup. Brush knee. Play the lute. Let's do 2 more times. Brush knee. Play the lute. One more time. Brush knee. Play the lute. So in both of those movements, a hand movement goes with the weight shift. So in brush knee, it's throw the pitch as I shift the weight. And in play the lute, it's bringing that hand back to the elbow as I'm shifting weight. So you see there's that forward movement whenever I'm shifting my weight to the forward foot or the front foot. And then there's the back movement as I'm shifting the weight to that back foot, which I know on Play the Lute, there's a back movement and a forward movement where it's happening at the same time. But that weight shift, it's like you're pulling your weight back. Just like here, when you're throwing that foot, you're pushing that weight forward. So hopefully you feel the weight shift match up with the hand movement, and then that helps you make your movement more fluid. Also, the follow step foot, that's almost like a period at the end of a sentence. It's the period at the end of the movement. So when you have completed your movement, boom, I completed that pitch and that weight shift. I'm ready to put an end on that movement. So I follow step. So that follow step is a period. So just like that Play the Lute where I step back, hand movement goes with the shift. I'm done with the movement. I need a period. So that follow step is a period at the end of the movement. So that can be something that's helpful in ending those movements and to transition to the next. So let's do it again, thinking about weight shift with hand movement and then follow step as a period at the end. Okay, here we go. Brush knee. Play the lute. So weight shift as the hand moves, follow step to put a period on the end of the movement. Any questions about those two movements? No. All right. Parry, parry, and punch, or parry and punch, as it's listed in our handbook. So to me, this is the most complicated move. Well, I guess not complicated. Probably brush knee is more complicated because we're moving direction. But this has more parts to it. There is footwork wise, there is a step, shift, step, shift, step, shift, follow step. So it's 4 foot moves. It's, so it's step left, shift, step right, shift, step left, shift, follow step right. So 4 feet, 4 foots, 4 steps. Left step, shift, right foot step, shift, left foot step, shift, and follow step. So that's the period, is that follow step. And when you follow step, it's behind, that right foot is further back than your left foot. So if you want to call the names of the hand movement while we do this footwork, it's step, flip, parry, step, flip, parry, step, put up the guard, shift, and deliver or punch. So with parry, parry, punch, It is a punch, okay? We put up a guard and we punch because Tai Chi has its basis in that martial art. Well, I try not to be a violent person. So what I like to think of is grabbing that bouquet of flowers that I have in my back pocket and delivering flowers. Because whenever you end the movement, this little hole right here, as if you were holding a bunch of flowers, is up. So whenever you deliver those flowers, you don't come down and hit yourself. That would hurt your own self. If you were really punching someone, you would go towards them, not down on yourself. So that's an important note to make about this movement is it's forward and the movement ends wrist to wrist. So back to the parries. We're back here. We just finished play the lute. All right, we're gonna flip like a pancake, flip. Now our hands are gonna pass each other again, just like they did in play the lute, except now one's facing down and one's facing up. Carry back to the elbow. Now you can think of that movement as like putting on those fancy white gloves, right? Put on that fancy white glove to the elbow, boom. Now let's flip to the other side, put on the other glove. Carry to the elbow. So that's the first two movements of parry and punch. Remember I told you, I like to call it parry, parry, and punch because it helps you go through each part of that movement. So we're here at the end of play the lute. To do our parries, we flip, parry, flip, parry. All right, you got that. Now this left hand is extended out and we're just gonna bend that elbow and make a guard. So I made a fist. It's not a tight fist, it's just a loose fist. That hand was extended out. I turned it over, made a loose fist, and made a guard. That's a guard. I'm keeping somebody from me. That's my left hand. My right hand is going to come back and get those flowers out of my pocket and deliver, boom. Wrist to wrist. I always want to say ankle to ankle. It's your arm ankles. So we have here, play the lute, flip, parry, flip, parry, and grab the flowers and deliver them. Okay, I did that for you, facing you, but as you know, we'll be facing to the left. But that just gives you an idea what it looks like more up close, just the arms. Finishing with play the lute, flip, parry, flip, parry, and that's the guard part. Grab the flowers and deliver or punch. But it is called parry and punch. But I'm just grabbing the flowers and deliver. So you can deliver a punch or deliver flowers. So let's see about putting the footwork with the handwork. So we know that our footwork comes from play the lute, where we just follow steps left. And remember, when we follow step, that means no weight. That means that foot is doing something next. And we know those steps are step left, shift, step right, shift, step left, shift, follow step right. Parry, parry, and deliver. Back here, play the lute. So when we step left, we do that first flip. When we shift, we parry. We step right, do that second flip, shift as we parry. We step left as we put up that guard, grab our flowers, shift as we deliver them, and follow step right. So there's our period at the end of that movement. Let's go over it a couple times, and then we'll add it to our brush knee and play the loop. So here's the end of play the loop. Our weight's on our right leg, our left foot just follow stepped. We're right here protecting our elbow. We're going to step left and flip, shift and parry. Step right and flip, shift and parry. Step left, put up that guard, grab our flowers, shift as we deliver, follow step right. All right. And again, at the end of play the loop, we have step left and flip, shift and parry, step right and flip, shift and parry, step left, put up that guard, shift as we deliver those flowers, follow step right. I'm going to call it out, parry, parry, and punch. At the end of play the loop, step, parry, step, parry, and punch. Parry, parry, and punch. Or sometimes I like to say deliver. But I don't want to confuse y'all because the name is parry punch. Here. Step and flip, shift and parry. Step and flip, shift and parry. Step and guard, shift, deliver, follow step. So that's parry, parry, and punch. What you think about it?
Good.
Good? All right. I think it's just a lot of moving parts. And so it takes some getting used to, even if you have done it before, maybe you haven't done it in a while. So let's put it with brush knee, play the loop, and like I said, add the parry punch. From the top, brush knee. Play the loop. Parry punch. Step, parry. Step, parry. Guard and deliver. Follow step. Y'all got that? Let's do it several times. We'll do those 3 together in a row. Brush knee. Play the loop. Parry punch. Step, parry. Step, parry. Step, and deliver. Parry, parry, and punch. And again, brush knee. Play the loop. Parry, parry, and deliver. So that follow step is our period. That says I'm done with this movement. I'm ready to move on to the next thing. Let's do it again. Brush knee through our parries. Brush knee. Play the loop. parry, parry, and punch. So now, here's Alexie. So now we're ready. We're in the home free homeland now. Once we get those first 3 advanced movements done, it's like, ooh, I don't even have to use my brain anymore because I made it through that. I can do this part. So from the front, all right, we just finished and deliver, right? So that next move that we're going to do is called block and close. So we're going to release those loose fists. Oh, bracelet got stuck to my watch. We're going to separate our hands back down to our hips. So we go from here, where we just delivered those flowers or just delivered that punch. We're going to separate our hands, bring our hands back down to our hips. Now remember, this movement or Tai Chi has its basis in martial arts. So here we're reacting to something. So remember, we just punched our opponent. We just went at them. So if we were to punch them, what are they going to do? Probably try to come at us. So we're going to react by stepping back and like going, whoa, you're trying to miss their punch. They're coming at you. So that's what this movement is all about. So to think about what our feet are doing, remember we delivered those flowers or delivered that punch. We follow step right. Let me back up and see my feet. We follow step right. Our follow step is what? Our next step. So we're going to step back, right foot. That's when we release our hands. And just like our other moves, weight shift happens with the arm movement. So as we bring our hands back, that weight is going to come back to that right foot. And our follow step with our left foot is the period at the end of that movement. So that's as easy as that movement gets. That's why it's such a gift after we've worked so hard to get through brush knee, play the lute, and parry and punch. We get to block and close. To me, that's a pretty easy movement matched to the next movement, which is push. I always call it push the tiger up the mountain, but I think it's just called push the tiger. No, push the mountain. Oh gosh, we're pushing mountains here, y'all. All right, so we're here. Boom, block and close. We just follow step left. That follow step is our next foot to move. So I'm going to step. I'm going to step left, and I'm going to shift left as I push my hands forward, and then follow step right. So you saw me push my hands forward. Now remember the martial art rule where we just reacted to somebody coming at us. Well, now we're mad and we're going to push them. So that's the basis of that movement. We're not really having fights here. So it's block and close, push the tiger up the mountain, follow step right. So that's what it looks like from the front, are those final 2 movements of block and close, push the tiger, follow step. All right, so we're about home free here with our advanced movements to the left. So let's do it. Here we go. Brush knee. Play the lute. Parry punch. lock and close, step back, separate, shift, and follow step. Push the tiger, step, shift and push, and follow step. So we just follow step right. What we're going to do now, we want to finish. So let's step to the front. Step right to the front. Shift. Bring that left foot to the front. Turn our hands facing each other. Now open and close. Close it out. So that's the first side of our advanced movements. Next week, we'll continue to go over those movements to get better and better with them, clean them up, make them more smooth, and then we'll do them to the other side. Okay? So let's beat ourselves. We worked real hard today. We deserve a little fist massage. I'm going to be doing I already did the tutorial video for brush knee. I'm going to be doing another one for play the lute. So be watching out for those. If you need help with those, hopefully those videos will help you. All right, so now let's tense and relax. Tense and relax. One more. Tense and relax. Let's do some big circles. Those same shoulder circles we do in the beginning. Good for breath. Good for shoulder movement. Then we make a right fist representing our strength. With our left hand, we put our fingers together representing our friendship and our thumb in representing humility. Putting those together and in mutual respect, we say namaste.
Thank you. That was good.
Welcome. We're pushing you, aren't we? So thank y'all so much. I hope y'all have a wonderful week, and I will see you next Tuesday.
Bye-bye.
All right.
Love y'all.
And you too. Bye-bye.